How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's go right into this review and see what I saw. A few days ago, I had the chance of checking out a new direct-to-DVD, Blu-ray, to Netflix film that came out that was directed by an awesome director and has a huge, awesome cast. Now, that awesome film is the awesome and amazing and super cool film, Bright. Now, Bright got a lot of mixed reviews, I feel. Like, some say it was really good, some say it was really dumb. But I thought it was a fantastic and amazing film. Now, Bright was directed by the amazing and awesome screenwriter/director guy, Mr. David Ayer. Now, David Ayer is just an awesome director and writer, I feel. He's always made really great films. He's written a lot of great films as well. Now, a couple other films that he's actually directed and I think are very fantastic films are such films as the awesome and amazing film that just is a really underrated war film, I feel, and I think it didn't get enough credit for how good of a film it was. Huge, awesome cast in it, but a really fantastic film, and that's the film Fury. Fury is just a really awesome war film. It was like so accurate, so well done and just crafted. It just was so beautifully directed by David Ayer, and just it was really just, you know, very factual and very historically accurate to my knowledge. From everything I've seen in it and stuff, that's really what it was like in wartime. It was very similar to how Saving Private Ryan was so realistic too as well. It was just really well thought out and just really well written too as well. And David Ayer, you know, brought some really good casting involved and, you know, brought out a really great film there. Another great film that David Ayer directed, and I think is a really underrated film, is an awesome film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that is the film Sabotage. Sabotage was a really awesome, like, urban thriller / kind of action flick. And it was one of the, you know, new films that Arnold came back to, you know, starting back in when he started doing action films again, after he had been governor of California. And he really got back into that grittiness with this film. And I thought it was so awesome and just really well proportioned out. And just the whole storyline was really awesome, too. And I thought David Ayer did a really good job with, you know, directing that and bringing that story to life and just how screwed up it was. And just, like, what all was involved and stuff. It was a really awesome, like I said, story. And I really enjoyed that about that film. But with Bright, I thought David Ayer did an amazing job. It reminded me a lot of how Suicide Squad was. It reminded me a lot of, you know, of David Ayer's directing and how well he directs. And it was really well planned out. It was really cool, the whole fantasy part of the film and just the whole idea behind it. He did a really amazing directing job with this film, and I thought it was a really good and A+ for him. He did a really good job, and I can see why they would want to make a sequel because it was very popular. And it was just a really well-done film by David Ayer. Now, like I mentioned before, this has an awesome full and awesome hardcore cast. It just has a really well-done cast, too, as well. But to start off that awesome cast, of course, we have the awesome Mr. Men in Black himself, Mr. Will Smith. Now, Will Smith, of course, you know, it was in the Men in Black series and has been in a whole slew of all kinds of other films, such as, like, Concussion, Focus, you know, films like that. But a couple films I really enjoyed him in and thought he was really super fantastic in are such films as the 1998 film with Gene Hackman that is a Jerry Bruckheimer production. And that is the film Enemy of the State, which is a fantastic and awesome film. One of his best, I feel. It's a really good thriller action mix of film. And it just has a really cool premise. A lot of great actors involved in the film. Gene Hackman's awesome in it. Will Smith's awesome in it. And he just played that character very well. And it was very nice to see him in a completely different type of role. Because this was kind of a different role for Will Smith. Because he usually played like the hero. Not a, you know, like a person on the run / having to prove his innocence type of character. You know, he didn't do a lot of thriller type films, so it was nice to see him in something completely different, and he did a really good job. Another awesome film that Will Smith was in, which was one of his big blockbuster hits from 1996, that pretty much brought him to superstardom, really. And this was at the beginning of his huge career. And that is the film Independence Day, which is just an amazing, awesome Roland Emmerich film. And it's just a really well done film. It was just super awesome. The aliens were great. The action sequence in the film was great. It had a great cast. Everyone involved. Judd Hirsch, Jeff Goldblum, all of them, Randy Quaid, were all super awesome film. It was a really well done blockbuster hit. And Will Smith just kicked butt in it. He really did. He was super hilarious in it, I thought. Some of his lines in the film were super fun and just funny. And he made a really great sci-fi action film. In Bright, Will Smith plays a really good, gritty character. I really enjoyed his character in it. He was, typical, classic Will Smith of current ages. Just really awesome. Very much like his Bad Boy character in Bad Boys. And just a really amazing film. I really just thought it was really well crafted how Will Smith's character was. And kind of his evolution throughout the film, and how he starts out at the beginning and how he ends, how he becomes the character in the end. You could see a full 360 of his character, and I really thought that was really well done, and Will Smith did a good job at that. Another awesome actor that's in this film that I think is a very awesome actor is an awesome dude that has gone into directing now and still is an actor, but has done quite a few awesome films over the years. That is Mr. Joel Edgerton. Now, Joel Edgerton is just, like I said, an awesome actor, but also has gone into directing recently. Now, that brings me to a couple of his films that I really enjoyed. One he actually directed and starred in, and that is the awesome film The Gift. Now, The Gift is just a really well-crafted film, and I thought he did a great job at his first directing gig. And he was such a great bad guy in it too, and was very evil and very sinister, and I thought he did a really great job. Makes me think a lot of the bad guy character in When a Stranger Calls. It was very similar to that kind of feel. And he did a really good job and showed his acting and directing chops in that film. Another awesome film he was in that I really enjoyed and thought he was super cool in was an awesome and excellent prequel film that really gave us more information into an original horror film that was just a super classic. And that is the movie The Thing, which, like I said, the 2011 is actually a prequel, not a sequel. And it's actually supposed to be about the first station that the alien creature actually basically where the crew in the 1982 thing find the frozen creature. Basically, it's about what happened to that camp, and they did it so beautifully. I thought they did a really amazing job. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's in the film. Eric Christian Olsen's in the film. Everyone involved was really awesome. Joel Edgerton was super cool in it. I really enjoyed his character. Thought he was awesome, and just did a really amazing job. And you just really kind of fall in love with his character because he was just so cool and awesome. And it was a really well done prequel, and I'm very glad they did it, actually, simply for the fact that it made a lot more sense of what went on to get to where The Thing from 1982 was about. I really enjoyed that they finally kind of summed up that story and made it more, close that chapter, basically, and give us a full picture. I really thought that was cool. But in Bright, Joel Edgerton playing the orc character was really sweet. I really enjoyed his character. He was, super cool and just really well done makeup job, too, because I really thought he was an orc, because that's how good he looked. And he just played the character to the T. Like I said, Joel Edgerton, I think, is just a really good actor, but he really brought to life this character and really gave it, if orcs were real and they really were among us, how it would be like. And he did a really amazing job of doing that in the film and presenting that. He just did a really good job. I really enjoyed him in it. We also have in the film an actress who I'm not too familiar with. I really haven't seen much of her work, but I have seen at least one of the movies that she was in, and that's Mrs. Lucy Frye. Now, Lucy Frye has been in a couple films, like I said, that I've heard of, and one of them I've actually watched. But the one that I've heard of, and I haven't had a chance to watch, but it looks kind of interesting, is an awesome film that is directed by the gentleman that directed the awesome Mean Girls, Mark Waters. And that is the film Vampire Academy. Now, like I said, I haven't seen this film, but from the trailer and what I've heard about it, it looks like it's pretty cool. And Lucy Frye kind of plays one of the main characters. And it's a kind of an interesting idea that they made a whole school just for vampires, basically. And that's pretty much what the premise of the movie is about this academy where these vampires have to basically deal with everyday life, basically, I guess. But other than that, I don't know much about it. From the trailer, though, Lucy Frye seems like she's pretty cool in it. Seems pretty interesting. Definitely something I'll have to check out eventually. But definitely looks interesting. Definitely something that I should give a whirl, which I'm planning on to eventually soon. So that should be interesting. The other film that she was in, or TV series / miniseries that she was in, was an awesome Stephen King adaptation that was made directly for DVD and video and for streaming services. And that is the awesome James Franco miniseries, 11/22/63, which was a really awesome miniseries. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really well done. Probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations that I've seen. It's definitely in my top 5 of best Stephen King adaptions. It's just a really well done miniseries, and it was very interesting and different. And Lucy Frye plays an interesting character in the film, and I really enjoyed her character. I thought she did a really good job, and she just was really interesting and brought that character to life. Now, I totally forgot that was her that was in that miniseries because I really didn't recognize her in Bright because of all the makeup she was wearing. So when I finally saw an actual picture of her, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the girl from 11/22/63. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even recognize her in Bright. But in Bright, she was really awesome. The action sequences she was involved in were really awesome. Her character was really cool, and the evolution of her character was awesome too as well. Her look was like to point, looking like an elf, and just was really cool. She had very few actual English dialogue, but her Elvish that she's supposed to be speaking in the film was really awesome. It was very believable, and totally thought that was actually really Elvish that she was speaking. And she just played the character very well too. She was very sincere and very emotional and powerful in the film, and I thought she did a really good job. Another awesome actor that we have in the movie is an awesome guy that's actually currently on a TV series right now, an anthology series that's on FX about the assassination of Gianni Versace, and that is Mr. Edgar Ramirez. Now, Edgar Ramirez is just an awesome and amazing actor. I think he pretty much can transform to any character he plays, and he's just so versatile, very much like Oscar Isaac is. And Edgar Ramirez, I think, totally embodies Versace in the new anthology series. He's just amazing in it. But a couple films that I've actually seen him in and thought he was pretty decent and totally forgot that he was in. One of the awesome films that Edgar Ramirez is in an awesome Matt Damon film that is the third in an awesome quadrilogy of films. And that is the film The Bourne Ultimatum, which is just a really awesome and amazing third part of the awesome Bourne trilogy and quadrilogy. It's just a really well done film. And Edgar Ramirez, I really didn't recognize because he is looks so different in the film. And I forgot he was in it because it's been actually a really long time since I saw Ultimatum. But at the same time, he was just super cool and awesome in it. And he played such a great, FBI guy and stuff like that. And just was really, really awesome in the film. I really enjoyed him. And I thought he played a great character in that film. Another awesome movie that Edgar Ramirez is in that I absolutely thought was just an amazing film is the film, an awesome, amazing Sam Worthington film, Wrath of the Titans. And I totally forgotten he was in this too, but I remember him being a kick-ass soldier type of guy and going into battle and stuff in the film. And when I remembered finally that he was in it, I was like, oh my god, yeah, he is that guy. And I'm like, he kicked total butt in that film. And I thought he was just super cool and just really awesome and just did a really amazing job. He just was super cool in it, and I was very sad with his character in the film sometimes because I don't think he got enough screen time because he was just super awesome. And it just was a really well done film. And he was super cool in it, like I said, and he just was awesome in it. He's a really good actor. But in Bright, he was super awesome as this FBI agent elf guy, and he had very few words, but when he talked and when he was on the screen, he was so powerful. Like, you just felt his energy, and you felt his words and how, like, cold and, like, very cynical and, like, straightforward the words were, and he just was super good. He was a great pleasure to have in the film, and a great addition to the film. Another awesome actress that we have in the film is none other than an awesome and actress that would go to any lengths to play the character she is going to be playing in the awesome film she's in. And that is Miss Noomi Rapace. Now, Noomi Rapace we recognize from such awesome films as the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo film, which she actually got all those tattoos and piercings to play the actual film, which I thought was quite interesting because she really wanted to envelop that character. She really wanted to be that character, and I thought she did an amazing job. I definitely think that one was such a way better version of the film versus the David Fincher one that they did over in the US. But she was just really, really good in that film. Very believable. You really thought she was that character, and she just did a really great and amazing job. The other movie that I really enjoyed her in and thought was a decent film was an awesome Ridley Scott film that is another prequel to the awesome Alien universe, and that is the film Prometheus. Now, she plays the main character in Prometheus, and I really enjoyed her in it. Simply for the fact that she was, like, so kind of kick-ass. She was kind of the new Ripley. She was just super dynamite in the film, and did a really amazing and awesome job. She just played that character to the T, and she really brought that character to life, and gave the Alien franchise a whole new meaning and different storyline. Because these films really are trying to kind of complete the Aliens universe and give you an idea of how they were created, how they became, and why the xenomorphs are the way they are. It was a really awesome prequel film, and Noomi did a really good job in the film, and I really enjoyed her in it. In Bright, her character plays the evil, like, main bad guy, and she was really intense in it, I felt. She did a really good job, and under that makeup, you can recognize her, but at the same time, you're like, wow, she looks really cool in that makeup. I mean, she's already an attractive woman, but this makeup kind of made her even look more attractive. I don't know why. But as an elf, she just was more attractive, I felt. But at the same time, those blue, like, piercing eyes she has, like, were so intense, and, like, every time you saw her, you were just, like, kind of mesmerized by her eyes, and you were kind of like, I could see why elves are kind of considered such a mythical creature or a mythical, person. And she did an amazing job playing that character. She was, like, super evil, and the action sequences were just really awesome. And she just did a really good job. She played the evil really good, and it was nice to see her in a different type of role, being more of a bad guy versus, like, the main antagonist or, the hero of interest or so forth. So it was very cool to see her in this role, and I thought she did a really good job and was another great addition to the film. Now, a few other honorable mentions that were in this film that I feel were awesome, like cameo kind of / small little parts, were such, actors as Jade Hernandez was in the film, and I thought he was really good and was a great addition to the film. We also had the awesome comedian and awesome actor Mr. Ike Barinholtz in the film, and he was just really awesome. Kind of like another kind of little role for him, kind of like it was in Suicide Squad, being that guy in charge at the penitentiary, basically. And then you also have an awesome cameo, kind of small role of Margaret Cho in the film, which was very interesting to see because she was like, you're just like so used to seeing her like certain way, but seeing her in this film, I was like, she's like this like boss kind of character, and you're like police officer, and you're like, I just don't envision that, but at the same time, it was cool that they got her in the film and had her play this character. I thought it was quite interesting and like super funny, and it was really fun to see her in that role. But all in all, Bright was just a really awesome and great film. It was really well crafted, really well done. All the CGI work was really awesome. The action sequences were awesome and just really well written. Now, if you're not familiar with what Bright is about, basically what the premise is it's supposed to be like current time, like 2017 it's supposed to be like, but if the world was, basically living together with like orcs and elves and stuff like that. And like it was kind of like a dystopian type of atmosphere, basically. But we're like, it's supposed to be in Los Angeles, and basically what happens is it's about Will Smith's character and Joel Edgerton's character, who are an orc and a human, and how they get stuck in like this twisted, crazy, basically get involved in this unfortunate event that happens in the film, where they basically have to save like this one like elf chick from these bad guys, and basically it's about all what entails with that, and them having to save this person and just having to deal with all these corrupt cops and stuff like that. And it's like a typical, you know, cop kind of thriller film, drama, action film, kind of like Training Day or Brooklyn's Finest, you know, kind of around that, but in a whole mythical world, basically, you know, that include orcs and elves and fairies and stuff like that, is basically what the film is. And I thought they did a really good job, like I said. Really well done all around, and just well written. I really was impressed by it. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it or how I was going to feel about it, but after watching it, I was like really impressed with it. And David Ayer once again kicked it out of the park and just made another great action film. And definitely, I hope they bring this out on DVD or Blu-ray so that we can, you know, I can get it for my collection, because it was so awesome. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one. It was really well done. Just really great film. Everyone involved was really good in it. And just, I was really entertained. It really entertained me. And I love when, like, mythical creatures get involved, like orcs, fairies, you know, elves and stuff like that, like along the lines of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I love that type of element, and I thought that was a really awesome element to kind of pursue and show in a different light in, like, common day if we had to interact with them as humans. That's what made the movie so fun and entertaining, was that aspect. It was really good. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out on Netflix now, people. Really awesome. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you've been here before and watched my videos, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome videos that I do, and any of the videos I put up. And as always, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And check them out, people. They're fun. They're fun. And as always, check out that awesome link down below about the Awesome Horror Pack. Now, the Awesome Horror Pack is an awesome subscription service of awesome horror films right to your door of either DVD or Blu-ray of awesome horror goodness. Now, also, each of these boxes come with an awesome limited edition if you haven't seen them. There's so much awesomeness in them, especially if you're a huge collector of horror films. What better way is to get such a great deal and get a limited edition to add to your collection and, like, display, you know, and have good stings. You know, I actually have one. I have actually Knucklebones. That was one of the Horror Pack exclusives, and it's a really awesome film. Really cool. So if you're interested in signing up for that, or if you are going to sign up for it, let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with a discount on your first month. And also, don't forget, refer to my awesome little sweepstakes I got going on now, too, people, in the previous couple videos. I mentioned it in my 2 videos ago about the awesome, I'm giving away 2 awesome digital codes to those who help or are a new subscriber that get entered into this to win one of these awesome digital codes. So take the time and, you know, let me know down in the comments when, either if you're a new subscriber or if you are a subscriber already and have somebody sign up, or know somebody that will sign up, or somebody that you suggest to sign up and they sign up. Let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with an awesome and amazing sweepstakes entry. And as always, catch you in the next one.